one thing that it's enabled me to do is you know, excuse my language, sort of cut the bullshit. You know
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
I mean?
Go say whatever you want, Anthony. Say whatever you want, mate.
You know, so that's it's certainly helped me because I imagine you guys get it in your industry too. You know, we get a whole heap of salesmen or snake
The worst, I can't stand it.
Salesmen. You know, contact you through different mediums and so on. Always trying to sell you the brand new way of doing things, but. Like I said, a common sense approach is a simple approach, but an effective approach. And I've sort of spoken about what we've sort of changed in our preparation here, and it's something that we use called tactical periodisation. But effectively, it's a common sense approach. It's just making sure that you integrate the physical, tactical, technical, and behavioural side of things. It's pretty simple. It sounds sexy, but
absolutely,
it's a common sense approach. That's pretty much what it is. So, I think we need to sort of cut out the bullshit and get on with doing the simple things really well. Simplicity for me is a real key.
When you talk about tactical periodization, do you want to explain a little bit? Because I heard a couple of interviews, with yourself in regards to tactical periodization. I've heard, from some, high-level coaches in like the soccer or / football world. And I mean, we implement our own version of that as well. And I was just curious what your thoughts were on that.
Yeah, so
if you want to expand on that.
It's a theory that's been around for a little while. And in actual fact, when I was actually lecturing at university, which is way back in 2000 end of 2006 or 2007 into 2008, is something that sort of I read a lot about. It's a theory, I suppose you'd call it, or practice that come out of Portuguese soccer, and it's now sort of been implemented by Pep Guardiola at the clubs he's worked at, Jose Mourinho, Eddie Jones in rugby union, and a number of other.
Yeah, Mourinho was the one I read about.
A number of other coaches. But effectively, what tactical periodisation is about is that integrated approach. So it's merging the physical, the tactical, the technical, and the psychological, behavioural side of things. Now, to give you a real life example how we would potentially do that in our sport is let's just talk about high speed running, which is really important for rugby league players. Being exposed to high speed running is a real key because we have to do that in our game at times.
Absolutely.
So if the physical is the high speed running component of it, the tactical or the technical is trained on the same day. So I'll give you an example. We might do some high-speed running with our performance coaches on a Monday. Well, we do all our kick chase +1, +2, we call it all our kick chase. You think about a kick chase, that's where we do the most amount of high-speed running in a game of rugby league. So it doesn't make sense to do your high-speed running with your performance coaches on the Monday, then the Tuesday you do your kick chase practice because you're exposing the guys to high-speed running 2 days in a row, which puts them at risk. So effectively, in a nutshell, it's high-speed running with performance coaches, and you might do that for a block of 10 minutes, into a block of 10 minutes doing your kick chase +1, +2 practice. So again, it's pretty common sense approach.
Absolutely.
Then on your Tuesday, you'll do all your acceleration, deceleration work with your performance coaches, and then from a footy point of view, we'll practice a lot of our goal line defence. You think about when you're defending your line, you're up hard off the line, you're trying to put some pressure on the halfbacks or the ball players. Then you have to reload really quickly back, which is an acceleration. But then you need to decelerate as you get to the line. Then you need to accelerate off the line. So again, it's a common sense approach of if accel decel is our physical attribute that we're training on the Tuesday, well, it makes sense to do the football side of things on that particular day. So that's one way of doing it. The other thing about tactical periodisation is, we talk about there's only 4 moments in a game. So if you think about rugby league, there's only 4 moments we train over here at Redfern, and that's attack, defence, transition to attack, and transition to defence. They're the only 4 moments that we practice.
Fully get it.
So every minute of every training session, we're practicing in one of those 4 moments. So that's at the very heart of tactical periodisation. And again, I think some coaches probably talk about it or know a little bit about it. I'm really lucky that our head of performance, Paul Devlin, and myself, we both used to work at Melbourne Storm a number of years ago. We've always kept in contact even when we went to different clubs and down different pathways, but we've always been very well connected as far as sharing ideas, sharing information, looking to better ourselves. So quite fortunate that Devs has a real deep understanding of it, and I've been really lucky that I've had access to guys like Eddie Jones and Calvin Giles and John Pryor and all these guys who are experienced in actually implementing that way. Now, there's more than one way of doing things, as you guys know, but that's my way of doing things. And it's very different to other coaches in a lot of ways, but there's more than one ways to get success. So, we know it's not going to be easy, but we thought that for this particular group at this particular time, just having a real common sense approach to our preparation is something that we think is significant for us. So, we've chipped away at it during the pre-season, and we want to transfer that to our game day performances and make sure we keep heading in the right direction.